everybody, welcome back. We're back, yay! I haven't been vlogging for a little while because, quite frankly, I haven't had anything worth vlogging. But today I have, and hopefully this is the start of getting back on and being able to update you guys regularly on what we're doing. So I thought I would start by talking about what the boys have been up to. Sooty's still here too. So with the boys, Obi, I have just been focusing on doing a bit of dressage with. So I think the last two vlogs with Obi, we had gone and done the new elementary tests for British dressage, so elementary 5. And I got 1 qualifying score for area festivals. Since then, we have actually been back out and done that test again and scored even better. So I think last time out we got 66%, something like that. Won our section and got another qualifying score. So we're now in the process of just picking the next places to go just to try and get that last score in. We've got plenty of time, so I don't think we have to, like, the qualifying period doesn't finish till the end of the year. And Franco's been coming back into work and, you know, life, work, family, all of that sort of thing. So yes, we've got a couple of plans coming up, but we're not really in a rush. But that is the plan, most certainly, with Obi. I would love to just get him to the area festivals at elementary level. We have re-shockwaved his suspensories as well recently. I just felt like with the amount of work he was doing, I spoke to the vet and they said, oh yes, it might actually be a good idea. So we did that a couple of weeks ago and he's all very happy in himself. He's really happy in his work, and yeah, it's totally sound and stuff. So as long as we can keep him comfortable, we will keep going. But as soon as he starts not responding to treatment, that will be when we call it a day, but we're not at that yet. So that is fantastic. And then Franco, who is just here, you will remember we did one event. I'm gonna sit down and have my coffee. We did one event at the beginning of the year. So April time, we went and did Norton Disney in very, very thick mud. And then the plan was to crack on and enter some novices later on this year. So I was looking at like Shelford Manor, Aston and Wolds, just a couple of the softer novices. I don't know if novices really are soft, but the kinder ones on flat ground and things. But I took him show jumping and there's a vlog on it. You'll remember that he was really odd going in and he stopped at fence 2 and I fell off. And then I took him cross-country schooling and he darted out a couple of times and I fell off and gave himself concussion. And that was the point where I thought, you know, Franco isn't a stopper. He only stops when there's something kind of wrong. And I think I have this weird thing in my mind. I think maybe some of you guys do too, where if your horse starts to not perform, you automatically blame yourself. And, you know, 90% of the time it is us. But there is a percentage of the time where your horse is trying to tell you something. And anyway, so we went and had vet investigations. They thought it was in his hock. It wasn't. We had to go back again. And they said that they thought it was his suspensory ligament branch, so the bit that's connecting the ligament to the bone, that he'd strained it or something like that. Although on the scans, there was no sort of shadows or kind of obvious things on there. So the plan was actually to give him some time off and then take him back in for a bone scan. However, that's quite kind of invasive. He would have to be there for 3 days. He'd be radioactive. I'm not 100% sure how he'd be being somewhere else without us, well, without me and without the other guys. And I thought maybe let's just give him some time off. I mean, I'm in no rush. I've got small children. If it means I can't event for this year, I can't event for this year. I'm not really in a rush to kind of quick fix him to get out there. So we gave him time off and he did start to come right. And then I gave him a bit longer off than the vet said, got the vets back and the vet said, yeah, he sounds like you can crack on. So he's been on a very, very careful programme. We did about 10 weeks of walking. It was about 10 weeks of walking, you know, upping the trot slowly, loads of hacking. He's barely been on the surface. We only started jumping kind of 2 weeks ago and we started very small. He's not been jumping anything massive, but really working on strengthening and fitting. So that is what we have been doing with him, and he feels really, really very good actually, and he seems definitely happier in himself and he loves this time of year. So it all seems to be coming together a little bit. So that's why I've not been vlogging, because I didn't think you wanted to see me doing a walking hack again, but that is what we've had to do to kind of get to this point. So that is where we're at. Today I'm taking him to his first jumping lesson, so I'm going across to Claire Robertson's, who's my show jumping instructor. She's doing a gridwork clinic today, which I think will be fantastic because I've jumped Franco 2-3 times, and we're just lacking a bit of jump fitness. You know, we know he's got scope, we know that he can jump the height I need him to jump, but it's just building that fitness without something on my eye. It's building that fitness without jumping and jumping and jumping and jumping. Grids are perfect for that. So we're going to go across today. We're doing a shared lesson, so it's not too intense on Franco, rather than it being on my own. And we're just going to go and see how we get on, basically. And I've kind of got my eye on a couple of events for the end of the season. I was hoping to go to Norton Disney, but they've pulled the plug, which is very disappointing, because that's my favourite event. But I've got some sort of tentative plans for the end of the year, and I just think if I can slowly build up to it, but I'm very much taking every day as it comes, and if he so much shows any sign of discomfort, we stop, we go back to the vets, we get that bone scan. But at the moment, we're all good. My physio's seen him too, she's cleared him. She said actually, like, muscular wise, he's feeling pretty good. And I got her to watch me trot him up as well, because I'm paranoid about it now. But anyway, that's where we are with the horses. Sooty is also here. I've been a little bit worried about Sooty recently, because she is just looking very, very thin for this time of year. Obviously in the UK, if you're watching this and you're not in the UK, it is the end of September, so we're sort of coming into winter now, although it is very warm at the minute, which is lovely and suits her. And she doesn't absolutely love the winter, and she's not put on as much weight through the summer as I would have liked her to have. Hence why she's got a huge pile of hay, even though she's got 3 acres of grass. She's got haylage as well at the minute, and we're just kind of keeping an eye. I did speak to the vet, and the vet did say, you know, we could take bloods, we could scope her, all this stuff, and it's the balance, isn't it? She's 26, I think, so she'll be 27 coming into next year. And I do want to make sure she's comfortable, but at the same time, I don't want her to be having lots of different veterinary treatments and stuff. One, I don't know if she'd travel. She hasn't travelled in 5 years since she's been here. She's quite a stressy type. So she would find the process very traumatic. So we're just trying to fill her up as much as possible and, yeah, keeping an eye on her. But anyway, yes. Oh, wasp. So this vlog is going to be our gridwork clinic. I've got my husband coming with me because my mum's got the kids, which is fabulous. And then we've got loads of other jobs to do as well today. So I'm starting off by washing the boys, going to my grid clinic. I've then got a lovely woman coming to clip both of them, who actually went to school with my brother. Small world. Then we've got to do some poo picking. I need to change the setup here because the boys have not got enough space and grass. So I'm going to take you along for the whole thing. So guys, I've got the boys in. They're just having a quick something to eat. And I was just going to show you, this is a nice bucket of warm water because we recently purchased, and this is not an advert, this is a very honest review. We recently purchased a pony jet. So what you do with your pony jet is you plug it in, you attach, this is the water coming in, this is the water coming out. Really simple, you just put in the temperature that you want the water to come out at. And it's fantastic because it means that I get running warm water up on the yard. So I don't know if you remember before, but I had like a big urn thing, ages to fill up, and I'd have to like tip out boiling hot water, probably not very safe. So yeah, we purchased this just so we have some warm water up there. It's not really expensive, and yeah, much better to do the horses. To be honest, it's not like a hot power shower, so this is about, so this is it coming out at the minute. I could probably put the flow up a little bit, but if the flow goes up too much, then the water's not warm enough. So it's fine for sort of a bucket of water for rinsing them off, but if you're expecting a hot power shower, not that, and you probably need like a proper kind of system and boiler. But yeah, thought I'd share that because I'm a fan of it. I know they've got some quite mixed reviews, but I think you've just got to get the right hosing and the right flow. Yeah, it's fantastic. Anyway, first this morning is just tucking into this bale to be washed off. He's looking absolutely minging, so let's go. Right guys, so that is the horses all washed. I've tidied up the yard as well, tidied my tack room. I've got all my stuff ready to go. Just going to pop some hoof oil on Franco. So Franco is in, washed, clean, ready for his gridwork session and then to be clipped later. You gonna say hello? No, hay is life, guys. And then Obi's here as well. I just need to pop a rug on Obi. But yes, they're all washed and ready for the clipping woman who is coming at 12. got all my stuff ready, so I'm just going to pack the box. Luckily Claire is literally just down the road. I'm hoping my husband comes up so he can carry the stuff down. But anyway, yeah, that is us done for this morning. And I will try and speak to you when I get there. Otherwise, you'll see me riding. Right guys, that is me done. I am absolutely roasting. My husband's just about to get in, I think. What's he up to? There he is. He's got the keys. So yeah, done with Franco. He was absolutely fantastic, wasn't he? Some of those fences were mahoosive. What were they?
Massive.
Massive. He was a really good boy. I did feel like towards the end he was starting to get a little bit tired. So yeah, need to work on his fitness. It's quite warm today as well and he's super fluffy, but we're heading back now for the clipping woman. And at the beginning he was a bit of a cheeky monkey. He wouldn't go into any sort of contact, and he does do that. If he knows he's jumping, he's like, nah, I'm not going to bother doing that. Having a love session with the dog. So yeah, he can be a bit of a monkey, and I think now I flat work him in a different bridle and saddle, he sort of knows he's quite intelligent. So that is something to work on, because he was being a bit of a monkey and being like, no, and sort of against my hand a little bit. But yeah, really pleased with him. What a good boy. He hasn't jumped properly in ages and he was fantastic. So we're going to head home now. My driving is so brilliant. But we're going to drive home now. It's not very far. Get back for the clipping woman, and then we've got a list of jobs to do. Whilst we're child free, we've got jobs to do. All you're doing in this is just like scooching the dog. But Franco was brilliant, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was amazing. He was awesome.
So nice to have my lovely husband Nick here, because he's the one that used to drive me to all these things, and he's the one that bought me the horse box. So
nice to have the dog.
Number one fan. Anyway, I'm gonna head home now. See you in a minute. So that is us home. Nick is sorting out the fencing. What a fun job. So this fencing was actually up already this week, but Franco was really naughty and kept running away from me, and as he's nodding in his stable, he's like, yes, I was. He was being really naughty. He ran away. He crashed into Obi, who then ran through the fencing, completely trashed the fencing, and also swiped me out, so I also fell over. So I totally lost the plot by that point. I thought, right, get rid of it. So Nick is putting this back up. Get yourself a man that does stuff with horses, honestly. He's such a superstar. So we're going to pop this bit up. So that means if we have any deliveries or anything, they can use the track. And then, I don't know if you can see, but the back paddock up here, this is our winter paddock. So this is where we've taken the haylage from. And at the moment, the boys are on this quite small bit because they're fatties. And then Sooty has the whole of that back bit, although she doesn't eat it, she gets haylage as well because she's a princess. But we're just going to move it round so it's in a bit more of a kind of winter setup. So we're going to give the boys much more. So this fencing here we're going to put all the way across. Sooty will still have that back bit for now, and then a couple of weeks time they will actually all go in together. I don't like having Sooty on her own. Horses are herd animals. I think they should be in together, but just because of the dietary needs, she will be in that bit, and then once the boys have eaten this down and the grass quality decreases, they will all be in together. So that is the plan this morning. And then what are you doing next, Nick?
I don't know.
He says he doesn't know. We did talk about it on the way home. So I'm going to poo pick, and I'm a bit of a rascal at not actually putting it onto the muck trailer. So there's a big pile of poo that my wonderful husband, who is running a half marathon tomorrow, is going to do for me. So we're going to do that as well, and yeah, hopefully get both boys clipped. So yeah, she's running late though, which is a bit annoying, but yeah, have that done as well. I won't take you along poo picking with me because I'm sure it's very boring. But yeah, I'll see you in a bit. So guys, I realised that I have not kept you up to date at all, because I got chatting to a lovely lady that came to clip the boys. I'm definitely going to use her again. She was absolutely fantastic, and she was especially good with Mr. Franco, who does not love to be clipped, but he's all done. He has been hot clothed, so he is all ready to go out. I'm actually going to leave them without their rugs on. I know they've just been clipped, but it is really warm, as you can see. I'm in a t-shirt and I was sweating a bit. Obi's just been finished. She took hardly any time doing Obi because she said that his coat was like butter. He doesn't really grow like a big fluffy coat. It's Franco that turns into a polar bear, even though Obi is half Irish Draft. But anyway, I've got some hot water, so I know, sweetheart, I'm gonna hot cloth him. Hello. And then yes, the boys will be going out without rugs on for now, and then they'll have rugs on overnight. And I'll show you the fence setup as well before I go. But that has been, it's now 3 o'clock. I've been here since 7:30. It's been a very long day, but a very productive day. So yes, happy to have the horses sorted. I was just going to add to that actually that I bought this from Burley, so hot cloth wash, and that's what I've just used on the boys, and I'm really impressed. It's really, really good. So if you need some, pop a bit of that in your water and off you go. Right guys, so that is me finally done. I've just sorted out the stable, swept up a little bit. Boys are happy in their new bit of field. Sooty's happy. They've got a mixture of grass and haylage. Obi's stuck into the haylage. And yeah, the boys are looking so much smarter. You know what, actually? I think Franco just looks a bit happier already. He really struggles when it's warm. And he goes like a little bit lethargic. But yeah, he already seems better. So happy ponies. Fencing's all sorted. I've poo picked. I've ridden. They're clipped. Tomorrow I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to do because my husband is running a half marathon, so he is taking the focus for tomorrow, so it will probably be just a check-in day. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed spending the day with me and for today's vlog. So nice to be back out with Franco, and I'll see you all with the boys who are marching off very soon. Bye bye.